What's up, beautiful people? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of Beyond the Gates. This was a damn good one. Finally, the truth has been revealed. Everything came to a head. Listen, I was so impressed with the press conference, like as far as the reporters go, because we never really see a point of view of the reporters, and they were just as baffled and confused as to what the hell was going on. Because they were pissed. They were like, okay, so you call us for this press conference and then you abruptly cancel the press conference. You got all of us here. Why did you cancel? So now they're confused and they're suspicious because they're seeing Martin huddled up with Bill and huddled up with Vernon talking. So they know something ain't right, something going on. And their time has been wasted. So they're trying to figure out what's that about. So, of course, Martin got to come up with an excuse talking about, oh, it's just a family issue going on right now, a little family emergency. It's a cute answer, but it's not something that reporters are going to believe. These are journalists. When they're fed bullshit, they know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that instinct. It's that spider sense that's in all journalists. They know when you're feeding them a line. You know what I'm saying? They're not believing it because they were blowing Smitty phone up. Like that's how Smitty found out about the conference. Because his boss was calling, other journalists were calling him trying to figure out what was going on, and he had no answers to give. And that is so fucked up. To find out that your husband called a press conference and then immediately shut it down, and you're finding this out not by your husband, you're finding it out about from colleagues and your boss. I would be so embarrassed and even more pissed off. Like, this is how you find out shit? Nope. Them locks would have been changed. Because no, the disrespect in this marriage is just crazy. It runs deep, the disrespect. And it's not even just this secret. It's just the overall, like, everyday thing. It's like just normal stuff. I feel like Martin is disrespectful. Even on normal things, So Martin, of course, was pissed because he felt like Bill took away his chance to come clean or whatever, because he still feels like this is not over until he makes a public announcement about it. Boy, are you stupid? So this dummy was going to do a whole press conference outing himself, and you were going to do that before you even spoke to your spouse and your kids and your mother? That was beyond stupid. Martin was beyond dumb for that. I'm like, so basically Smitty, Tyrell, Samantha, and Nicole were all going to find out through a press conference. Not from him personally, which I feel he should have done. He should have talked to all of them first. And if you want to do your little dumb press conference, then you do it. You don't let them find out in that manner. That's what I'm talking about. He's so selfish and disrespectful. Like, he thinks of nobody but himself, clearly. And not only that, it's like you're doing a press conference where you are putting your co-conspirators in jeopardy. The chief of police, your retired senator grandfather, your, former uncle, who's an attorney, Joey, the local crime figure, a detective. You're putting all these people out there, like just airing all this shit out, which is not only jeopardizing you, it's jeopardizing them all without a care in the world. Like, Martin don't think. I'm sorry, but that man just, everything about him is just selfish. Like, seriously, just straight up selfish. And I'm glad Bill was, there to tell him, like, listen, slow your damn roll. Bill was like, slow your roll. Don't you dare. You know what I'm saying? This is over. It's done. He was like, you ain't got to worry about doing this at this point. He was like, you don't have to worry about going public and all that. It's done. Kenneth is gone. He's dead. We ain't got to worry about him no more. Martin won't let this go. So he stomps out. And Vernon coming up talking about, oh, nah, we agreed to pay him. Bill was like, who agreed? You agreed to do it. Bill was like, I didn't agree to such things. He said, you heard what you wanted to hear. Like, I never agreed to that. Bill, I had to agree with him 1,000% in this episode, because a racist person like Kenneth, just even if he wasn't racist, a person like that, they're always going to come for more money. Even if you gave him $500,000, all that man would have did was blew through that money and came right back looking for more. If you gave him $1 million, $2 million, he would have blew through that, came right back for more, because he know he can, and he know you're going to do it. And Vernon keeps sitting here talking about, oh, I'm the one that got all the power and stuff. And I'm glad Bill clapped back. Bill was like, since you got all the power, he said, I want you to remember that. Don't call me next time you need something cleaned up. The next time you got a problem, use your power to get you up out of that. Don't contact me for no help. I felt Bill on that, because if you got all this power, why didn't you just snap your finger and make this go away a long time ago? Why are you assembling Bill and everybody else into the office to have this little powwow on how y'all gonna fix this mess when you got all the power? You could have just shut it down yourself then, since you got power. I'm glad Bill stood up for himself. Like, no, because shit, Bill put himself on the line too. It ain't just you. He could have been brought up on charges too. So Martin get back home, he see all his bags packed. His stuff is packed. And he wanted a chance to explain. So he wanted to talk to Smitty alone, but Smitty was like, nah, you could talk to the kids too, because they need to know what's going on too. But you know what? I felt like, yes, the kids need to know, but I feel like Smitty and Martin should have that powwow one-on-one without the kids. That's what I feel. And I'm glad Smitty agreed, and, you know, even Samantha agreed and was like, nope, let's go, let them talk, and we can find out later or whatever. Because I agree. That's how it should be. Smitty definitely should be told one-on-one. He's owed that. You know, Martin want to sit here and continue to apologize. Smitty said, look, I don't need no more apologies, because it's basically falling on deaf ears at this point. I don't need no more of those. What I need is the truth. I just want facts. What the hell is going on? So he told him the story about how him and Vernon was leaving a political event. They made a wrong turn or whatever. Tire blew out, so they trying to fix it, and that's when Kenneth and his little other racist brother pulled up, making threats towards them, and, you know, Vernon was gonna call the cops and whatnot. And that's when, you know, Martin just snapped and hit Kenneth with the tire iron. Then the brother tried to lunge at Vernon, and that really sent Martin overboard. Like, he really just lost it. Like, he was having an out-of-body experience and just beat that man to death, because he said something snapped at him when he saw that man lunge at Vernon. And I think it has something to do with everything Vernon went through during the civil rights days. You know what I'm saying? I think it has something to do with that too. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure Vernon done told the family stories about those days. So something in Martin just snapped, and he just went off and beat that man to death. And that's when the cover-up happened. You know, they called the chief, they called Malone, Joey. Ted was called in to give Kenneth plastic surgery. They gave him money to leave the country. Just a whole bunch of mess. Because my thing is this. At first I was thinking, yeah, they probably could have called 911. But I think the reason Vernon didn't do that was because of the nature of the situation. Because if the cops would have came and they would have saw that, you know, the way Martin beat them to with that tire iron, I don't think they would have believed it was self-defense, because I'm pretty sure y'all all are familiar with crime of passion and all that type of stuff. So say if you stab somebody over 50 times, that's a crime of passion. It's overkill. So now it's not looking like self-defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Vernon didn't call the cops. And they decided just to cover that shit up, which makes sense. I love the range of emotions that Smitty went through once he heard that truth. Because once he heard that truth, he started to comfort Martin, because he started to feel bad for him because of all that shit that he carried all this time, you know? But not only that, but he went right back to being pissed at him again, because he was like, why the hell didn't you just tell me this shit before? Or at any point after, you did not tell me this. But Martin wanted to protect him, of course, claimed he wanted to protect him because just in case this shit blew up, he didn't want Smitty nowhere near this, because somebody had to be there for the kids. That's understandable, but at the same time, that's your husband, you know. And I do feel like, yes, when you get married to somebody, your loyalty is no longer to your mama, to your daddy. Your loyalty is to your spouse and your children. That's where your loyalty is now. You know what I'm saying? If it comes down to who you gotta pick to be loyal over, like what side you gotta choose, that's your spouse at the end of the day. You know, I understand by this point, once the cover up happened, he probably felt like, oh, I gotta protect Vernon because if I go public with this, boom, 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 Vernon gonna get caught up. But at this point, he didn't care. Now he seemed like he don't really give a fuck. He just need to unburden himself. Well, listen, you unburden yourself to the public ain't gonna help matters at this point. So Smitty is pissed once, like he's even more pissed once he find out that Kenneth has been back now for weeks, and he did not know that him and the children were in danger because Martin never said anything. Like they could have been more, alert had Martin said something. You know, like that's putting your husband and your kids in danger by not saying anything, by keeping your mouth shut. Could have told them something. You know what I mean? Instead of acting weird and crazy. So now Smitty is at a point where he feel like he don't even want Martin around the kids at this point. You know, and now Martin trying to calm him down and let him know like the problem is solved because Kenneth is dead. That's not solving the problem. It's solving one part of the problem, but the overall, absolutely not. And I feel like as much compassion and anger as Smitty has for Martin, I think Smitty needs to stand on business and kick that man out the apartment. Like they need to separate. I don't see how he can forgive him in this moment. I don't think he should. Smitty need to stand on 10 toes and throw his bags out the door and let him go make accommodations elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think they need some separation time. I think they do. Not legal separation, but just, because if you legally separate, then it's going to be all over the blogs and all. I would just separate without the paperwork. You still going to pay this rent. You still going to pay your portion of the bills, but you're not going to live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'll be doing. Fuck that. You still going to have your financial obligations, but you're not going to be here. You know what I mean? That's if I was Smitty, that's the way I would do it. Bump that. But I'm glad that he finally know. Now it's time to tell the children because they need to know, and he need to call his mama and tell her. But I got a feeling Martin not gonna be the one to tell her. I think Anita or Vernon probably gonna do that. Probably Anita, because Anita just got home. Trying to figure out where Vernon at. So Vernon came in talking about, oh, how's everything with the articulates? Baby, listen, Anita she ain't got time for that. She was like, listen, what's going on with you? Because I know something ain't right. Anita be knowing. Like, she's been knowing since she been out of town something ain't right. Even when she first talked to Vernon on the phone, she could sense something ain't right at home. And when she did come home for that day, she kept asking him what's going on because she knew something was off. She could feel it. And she could sense it with him that he not telling her something. So she sensed it again. She was like, what are you not telling me? So now he ain't got no choice but to tell her now that, the past is back to bite him in the ass. And I'm glad that he telling her because she need to know this stuff. You should have been told her that, fool. So, moving on from that, Danny, her and Bill, I'm like, listen. Every time they get together, it's just super funny to me. Like, they just can't leave each other alone. Bill is over it. He feels like he's over it. They just don't match with each other no more like they used to. And, he kind of sick of her family, like her daddy and stuff like that, chewing him out. I just feel like Bill always gonna love Danny. He could lie all he wants to. I feel like there's still definitely love there. He ain't done with that lady. I'm still trying to figure out, like, what's the realty? Because I know he kind of expressed how he felt during their marriage and why he did what he did, why he walked away. But I don't know. A part of me just felt like it may be more to it than that. Like, what else is going on with him? Like, is it some midlife crisis? Like, I don't get it. But anyway, I think that was pretty much the entire episode. Oh, no, it wasn't. Vanessa. That's what I'm forgetting. Vanessa done lost her mind. Like, I understand she's attracted to danger, but she's messing with the wrong one. Like, you not going to keep making demands. Oh, I demand to know what's going on. I this, that, and the third. Ma'am, you are not going to keep making these demands. Like, you are not. It's just not going to happen. Like, you're not going to keep making these demands and thinking that you are entitled to know everything that Joey got going on. And Joey kept telling her, he was like, you really don't want to know. Like, you don't need to know. You know, but at one point, he was going to tell her. He was going to tell her at one point. But some things you need to leave alone. You know, but she want the tea. Because she knows something going on with the Duprees and stuff like that. But that's not your business. Like, you don't need to know everything that's going on with Joey. And she thinks she do. And I agree with Joey. Just because you like living on the edge and stuff like that does not mean you're ready to know everything. You know, because he told her, he was like, somebody had to, you know, get disposed of. And that bothered her. Because I'm like, yeah, this is real shit. This ain't no game. This man really do kill people. Like, what is wrong with you? He not like, I wouldn't be telling her the details or nothing. For what? I wouldn't be giving her no ammunition against me. Hell no. This in there asking Marcel all these questions and stuff. Like, man, mind your business. Because something's going to get you killed one day. You need to stop asking the wrong question. You need to focus on your real estate business and your partnership with him. Anything beyond that, you just need to mind yours. Like, I'm just saying, you know, get yourself caught up now because you're getting a little too big for your britches. Like, she really is, in my opinion, she doing too much. Like, she really need to mind her business. And if she's so enthralled with Joey, like, why don't she just fucking divorce Doug? Because it's quite clear she not into Doug like she used to be. I think she still love him because they've been together so long and there's still some love there, but I don't believe she in love with that man no more. She light up whenever she around Joey. She's excited around him. She doesn't have that with Doug, that excitement. So it's like, why not just file for divorce and call it a day? But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.